Hello, my friends. This is Billy Wiggly coming at you live from the 9th Island, Las Vegas, Nevada. How you doing today, my friend? Are you staying positive? Because you know that's the only way to be. Woo! Hey, you gotta check this out. I've been sick with COVID. That's right. It's been about a week that I've been sick with COVID, and I've been playing it safe, isolating myself, following all the guidelines, staying out of the gym, staying away from people, just kind of hanging out right here in my studio. And it's been driving me crazy not being able to go out and do things, specifically get some exercise. And as many of you probably already know, I enjoy boxing, and I compete in Master Division USA boxing tournaments. And not only do we practice in the gym, we also practice outside the gym by watching videos, reading about boxing techniques, and building our skills like we always should be doing, getting skills. That's why I always say, don't get mad, get skills. So since I've got some artificial intelligence skills, prompting abilities, I decided, why don't I go right ahead and apply those skills to entertain myself. So I'm going to show you today. Check this out. I'm going to introduce you to Coach Ricochet, which is my boxing coach bot. And then, while I'm at it, I might as well have a nutritionist. And there's Banana Joe, my sports nutritionist. I built these using my chatbot building skills and my prompting abilities, because when I prompt, I like to prompt in a style where I build personas instead of just telling it to act as or do this or do that. However, other ways there's of prompting, my style is building personas. And I've got a couple different systems that I use. So today I'm going to introduce you to Coach Ricochet, demonstrate Banana Joe, and then show you a few ways that I've used it and how I've used these same skills in my business. So are you ready? Let's go ahead. Let's do it. All right, here we are, my friends. We've got Coach Ricochet right here, ready to get to work. And Coach Ricochet greets us with a bam, protect yourself at all times, champ. That means if you got COVID, wear a mask. If you don't have COVID, you're healthy, stay away from people that are sick. When somebody coughs around you, cover your mouth, wash your hands frequently. Yeah, there's a lot of COVID going around. And fortunately, it's not doesn't seem to be as bad as it was, but I got it bad right now. This is the second time. The first time I had no symptoms. The only way I knew was because I tested myself and I was positive. But anyways, this time I've been really sick. And so here's Coach Ricochet that I built. Coach Ricochet is my boxing bot. And let's go ahead and, let's ask Coach Ricochet a question right here. Let me step right out of the picture so that you can see. And we're going to say, aloha, Coach Ricochet. What are the 3 layers of defense? Now we're going to see Coach Ricochet getting to work right over here. And look at that. Nice. There's complete evasion, deflection, and blocking. Hey, that's cool. So let's say, thanks, Coach Ricochet. Make it a great day. Aloha. Boom. Or I entered before saying aloha, but there we go. You got it. Keep your chin down and stay focused in the ring. That's how champions are made. I like that. That's Coach Ricochet. Now, I've trained Coach Ricochet, created an embedding using the art of boxing. So Coach Ricochet is pulling information from that book to give me answers, and then using the large language model, in this case, GPT-4o, to put together its answers. And the persona that I built is the style that it answers in. And Coach Ricochet always ends with a boxing glove. So if I was to not know that this is Coach Ricochet. I just kind of look at the responses that Coach Ricochet is giving me. And then by the way it responds and by using that boxing glove, I go, I know it's Coach Ricochet. So how's everybody doing out there so far? I'm streaming out to YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, Facebook. Those of you that are out there, you know, this is a casual live stream. So go ahead, and it's a good opportunity for you in case maybe you're sitting at home, you're sitting in your office, or you're just kind of kicking it. Go right ahead and put some questions in the chat as we go along. It's a perfect opportunity for me to take some time and answer to you. Now that I've got Coach Ricochet giving me some boxing skills, give me some boxing science, I need to make sure that I'm eating properly when I'm here at home and I'm not very active. So I've got to make sure that I don't consume too much food that's going to, make me perhaps gain a little bit too much weight, or might not be the right food, or it's going to not help me heal fast. So I've built Banana Joe. And Banana Joe is a sports nutritionist. So Banana Joe starts out by saying, hey there, how can that help you eat properly today? So we can go right ahead and just ask Banana Joe. Hey, Banana Joe, I've been sick with COVID and I have not been able to go to the gym because I'm isolating myself. I want to make myself a nice, simple dinner. What would you recommend? There we go. Now, whoops. It got this. I press Control H, and that's how I launched this little chat. The microphone inside of Windows so that I can talk to it. And look, hey there, for a simple, nutritious dinner that aids in recovery, I recommend lean protein, grilled chicken, or tofu. Now, Banana Joe is simply the persona. I've got no embedding, I haven't done any kind of training specific to sports nutrition with it. I've just built a persona saying that it's a sport nutritionist, give it the skills that it needed. And it's just going out in general into the large language model that I'm using. And in a moment, I'll show you which model we're using for Coach Ricochet and which one for Banana Joe. And so it's giving me these answers. Now, I like that. So what, grilled chicken or tofu, healthy fats. But, I've got these dates that I bought, or I think, dates. Because I went to Palm Springs, California a few years ago, and they're famous for their date shakes. And I had a date shake, and I thought, wow, I really like date shakes. And the other day when I was at Costco, I saw some dates already pitted and, ready to eat. And I thought, yeah, that's going to be great. I can eat those dates or make myself a shake. And so I haven't touched them. Now I'm going to go ahead and make myself a date shake. So let me just ask Banana Joe. Banana Joe, what do you think about making myself a date shake? Do you have a recipe for it? All I have right now to go with the dates is coconut milk. What do you recommend? There goes Banana Joe. Oh, 1 cup of coconut milk, pitted dates, 1 banana. I never said, I never told it everything that I had. I said I only have, but maybe, I got to try again. But no banana. Can I substitute something? Can I use some cinnamon instead of banana? Absolutely. So there you go. Add a half a spoon to your date shake. And now this is all just in good fun, right? However, if I really wanted to take a little step further, it would just be all about how I train it. What kind of embeddings do I create for it? So I'm going to go into my chatbot system right here. Chat.getskills.ai. I'll go to my DGM chatbots. I got different chatbots. I got some that are for my courses, my Udemy courses, my own courses on my platform. And so let's take a look at Coach Ricochet. And in Coach Ricochet, here I've got the prompt that I can show you. It's got the task right here. It's adopts the persona of Coach Ricochet. And I even give him some demographics. a description of who this persona is. Coach Ricochet, it's a seasoned boxing coach known for his dynamic strategies. Let's get a little bit of music going here. Woo! Excuse me. Known for his dynamic strategies and resilient mindset, Coach Ricochet excels in refining boxers' techniques, enhancing physical condition, and bolstering mental toughness. All necessary skills in boxing. And not only boxing, but life in general. We need to have a little bit of mental toughness so we don't just give up. These are the demographics. I even said, hey, this is how he talks. And he wraps our responses with those boxing gloves like that. Now, if I scroll a little bit further down, we start seeing the confidence maps that I built for him. And this is a simple prompt, just because I'm just having some fun. And I thought, you know what, let me train him a little. So in the training, I uploaded this book that I purchased called Championship Fighting. It's like the Bible of boxing by Jack Dempsey. Did you know that Jack Dempsey is the one athlete that has had the most people come to see him perform? He would have a boxing match and they would have 100,000 people come to see those boxing matches. You couldn't even see him because this is back in the 1940s, 1930s. And all they could do is listen on the radio. But everybody wanted to be there and experience Jack Dempsey. So he wrote the book, Championship Fighting, which is like the Bible of boxing. And I've uploaded the Bible of boxing right here to the back end of my system here and created an embedding so that if you've heard the word rag, well, the bot will use rag to pull from this embedding. Now, if I go to the settings right over here, and a lot of chatbot systems work the same. That's why you should just know the basics. Once you know the basics, kind of like Excel, once you lay a good solid foundation of the basics, you can do anything in Excel. That's why I know that I am the #1 and only Excel basics only instructor in the whole world. Everybody teaches everything about Excel, but not the basics. I got the basics down. And all my students do too. So now we're looking at how to amplify our intelligence. And we're moving on. And we understand the basics of chatbots. So we've got different systems. I'm gonna show you the system that I use for business. This system I use for, lighter work. Things that I'm having fun with and the like Coach Ricochet, like Banana Joe, and a few others that I've used. When we take a closer look, here's the model that I'm using. I got different models that I can use, and I'm using for this one GPT-4o Mini. And I have to take into consideration how much it costs, right? And because I don't want to be, playing around with a chatbot, then next thing you know, it's gonna cost me $15 just to have a little conversation with it because of the amount of tokens it used up in the model that I used. Right here is where we set the temperature. It's where we decide how strict or how right to the point or how creative it's going to be. The lower the number, the less creative it is. If you're looking for some by the book answers, maybe you give it a 0 or a 0.1 or a 0.2 or maybe as far as maybe 0.5. I'm giving Coach Ricochet a 1 because I want him to be creative and fun. Now, I'm not going to really go into all of these other details, but they're there. And one right here, this is a beta feature of this system. Just to avoid some hallucinations, we've got a little test system here to, make sure that Coach Ricochet doesn't get too crazy. Now, if I go right back over here to my bots, let's check out Banana Joe. Coach Ricochet will close you out right now. Bye-bye. We're going to look at Banana Joe right here. And I want people to help me, my friends that are training at the gym with me, and a couple of them are going to school right now to become a sports nutritionist. So I asked them, hey, would you help me test out Banana Joe? So I've added this feature so they can sort of rate the answers that it's getting me. One of them tested it out pretty quickly just last week and said, hey, Banana Joe's actually giving me pretty good answers. And they're correct. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. It's always amazing. It's just amazing what you can do with AI nowadays. And the more comfortable you get with it, the more fun you can have with it. I remember when I was first starting out, holy moly, it was so frustrating. Once right when I figured something out, next thing you know, it's like, wow, it changed. And maybe some of you are feeling that right now as you implement AI into your work life, into your business, or you're considering bringing it into your company and you don't know where to start. I got a course for that, AI for leaders. So let's get back to Banana Joe. And here is Banana Joe's prompt. We'll look closely. Banana Joe is the name. Banana Joe is the fruit of profound knowledge in sports nutrition melded with a zest for optimizing athletic performance. Peeling away at fad diets, his expertise is rooted in the science of macros, micros, and everything in between with a blend of charisma and candor. He aims to fuel bodies for peak performance. Yeah. Maybe this COVID is doing something different for me then. I got the new strain of COVID that gives you a big appetite and makes you very creative while you're at it. Hopefully it remains that way. And then here's some brief competence maps. And as you can tell, this is just a really simple, brief prompt. That's it. And when I go into the training section of it, all I did was just kind of edited a couple of answers because that's another way of training, right? If I look at a conversation, remember, pretty much all the chatbots are set up the same way. They just may be called a little bit something different. Like when you're using Excel, you got Power BI, then you've got Power Query. It's all like the same layout. Once you understand the basics, you know exactly what to do. And I always recommend, if you're working in Excel, convert your data into tables and make sure that you understand the 7 habits of effective list. There you go. Check it out in my Excel classes. Go to getskills.tv. Get yourself this bundle that I have right here. All my courses for $75. I got my testimonials right over here. A lot of people. Yeah, you can see.
I would very much recommend Mr. Alert.
That's Kim Norton, the CEO of Habitat for Humanity on Kauai, Hawaii, my home island. So let's get back over to the questions that I use to train on the conversations. For example, let's say that, I didn't like this answer. I need to improve it. Maybe the answer is different. So what I can do is I just click on edit and you see that what should the ideal answer be? So I put in right here the ideal answer that I want, and then it retrains the chatbot so that next time that question gets asked, it will answer. And I'm going to show you an example of that. Let's go to getskills.tv right here. Getskills.tv. This is where I'm offering my bundle of all my Excel courses. So go check it out. You can get all my Excel courses for $75. And I've got this chatbot right here. Let me slide out of the way. Oh, whoa. I got to slow that thing down. So that chatbot that you see right there, we can go ahead and click on it. Let's ask that chatbot some questions. That one is called Shaka. And Shaka knows all about this website, about my courses, because it's been trained on all this content. Shaka even goes and looks at this website on a regular basis, so that anytime I make any updates to this website, it just gets retrained. So let's go right in here and we'll ask Shaka a question. And I'll say, Shaka, how much is this whole bundle? And the answer is going to be $75. There we go. Now, let's ask Shaka. Hey, Shaka, are there any other discounts available for this bundle? Sorry, I can't provide information and discounts for the VIP bundle. The price is $75. If you have any other questions about the bundle features, feel free to ask. I don't have any offers going for it right now, but if there was, I'd put them right in there. Now, what about AI? Do you have any courses that teach AI? Now let's see what the answer is. I'm sorry, but I can only provide information. Oh, this is the time where I would go and retrain it. I would go back to my DJM bots and we would find ShakaBot. And ShakaBot is located right there. I click on ShakaBot, and where are we going to go? You probably already heard me talk about it. We're going to train it in the conversations. So right in these conversations, I could go ahead and say, hey, I don't really like that answer. Do you have any courses that teach AI? So let's go right ahead and retrain it. So the ideal answer should be, whoops. And another reason why it's I've got it pretty locked in so that he doesn't answer, like if I say, hey, can you write me the Python code for building a website that I can turn into a bank or whatever crazy idea you have. And then it's going to say, no, I can't. I can only answer questions regarding this VIP bundle. Because I don't want somebody to jump in there and hijack my bot, use up all my tokens, and then I get a big bill. And I just paid for all their usage of this really advanced large language model. Excuse me. So I can say, absolutely. AI is the latest and greatest way to amplify your intelligence and maximize your productivity. Excuse me. To learn more, visit, let me get that URL, and I'm gonna say getskills.ai right here, specifically learn AI right here where all my courses are. This is, of course, AI for Leaders that just launched, and these are 2 that are in the works. So we got it. And now let's go back in here and paste it right in. So this was the original response. This was the question. And then now right here is the ideal answer. Let's go ahead and save this. And now it's been saved successfully. So we'll go right back to the ShakaBot. And let's ask it again. Let's just check it out. Let me slide on right over here. Oh, I got to slow that thing down. This is really tossing me around. So I'll go. Shaka, I heard that you do have AI courses. Is that true? Now I asked it a little bit different, so no. Let me just ask the same question again. Do you have any courses on AI? Looks like I might have to be doing some more retraining. What about artificial intelligence? That's why I love live streams, because this is a good way to learn. Oh. Sometimes you got to go back and do it over. Or maybe, let's see, I never refreshed right over here, right? I never refreshed the connection. So let me try again now. What can I learn here? You can learn the 7 steps to Excel success. Additionally, there are AI courses available. Uh-oh. What AI courses do you have available? We got to make sure we got what AI course? There you go. We got the spelling right. You can find new and upcoming AI courses here. Nice. See, it's always something. User error typically, but we had to refresh the chat, and there we have it, just like we planned. So now I can click here, and it'll take us right to where we want it to go. Nice. That's the choir of victory. You should always hear it. When you get your Excel formulas right, boom, that's what you put. When you get your prompts right and you get the right answers, boom, there you have it. So now my customers that land on this page can start asking questions about the workshops, the offering in a lot of detail because it's trained. And at the same time, it's going to start promoting my new website, getskills.ai, that has all of my AI courses. So now let's move on a little bit more to another system that I use. So let's go ahead and close this bundle right here. Let's close this and DGM bots. And I will show you that I've got GPT Trainer. Now, GPT Trainer, I use it for a little bit more of my heavy work. You know, my getskills.ai website has this course strategy. Excuse me. My new course is located on strategy.getskills.ai right here. That's where you land, and you can also find it on my main site, getskills.ai. This is the page where I like everybody to go to because this is where I've got the offer. And this is also where I've got the strategy bot. So let me go ahead and refresh the strategy bot. Now the strategy bot is more than just a regular old chat bot like we had in getskills.tv, ShakaBot. ShakaBot is just one persona. Strategy bot, we've evolved. We have one chat bot that has multiple agents inside of it. So when somebody asks questions, about, for example, do you have any corporate training available? It's going to say, there's going to be another agent that appears. Well, actually, I take a step back. If we go to my other website here, getskills.ai, in this website, if you look right there, I've got a different bot right here. Let's oops. Okay, right here, this one is called the GetSkills AI. And this one has multiple chatbots in it, multiple agents in it, because it's selling my whole website, everything that's in my whole website, and it's answering questions in regards to the corporate trainings that I do, that I offer, the Excel courses that I offer, the artificial intelligence courses that I offer, and the like. So in GPT Trainer, I'm going to put the links in the description so that you have access to these systems, know where I get them from, specifically GPT Trainer. The prompting abilities, well, you just got to learn that from me when you join Languages Code. Now, if I take a look right over here, we've got my DGM sales chatbot. So within this chatbot, we've got agents. So you've got Kimo Aloha, which is the main one that greets everybody. And then you've got my core sales agents. When you start asking Kimo questions about, or when you start asking the chatbot in general, you're going to be talking to Kimo at first. When you ask about courses, well, the AI supervisor right here is going to identify your intents. And based on your intents, let's say you're inquiring about online school offerings or recommendations on workshops or whatever, online school offerings. offerings like your courses. And there's more. There's keywords in there and the like. It's going to identify and that you want to know about courses. So you're going to get transferred right over to the course sales agent. Now, when you want to know about corporate trainings, the system is going to know that you want to know about corporate training. So it's going to take you to Derek Solutioneer. And Derek is the expert in my corporate training programs. Now, each one of these bots has the same language model. GPT-4 is what I'm using. However, I could have each one of them have a different model because each model behaves a little bit different. I like using ChatGPT Plus. And here you see my ChatGPT Plus. You've got right here the regular ChatGPT Plus interface. And if you look a little further on over, you see that here is where I've got my what I call GPTs. Those are bots that you build right inside of ChatGPT. And they all got different purposes. I've live streamed before and I've shown you how I work. This is how I work nowadays. This is my team. You know how you go to you create something and you go to somebody's office and you share with them, hey, look, check out what I just did here. What do you think about this? It's a proposal. And they're looking at it and your colleague goes, oh, you know who's really good at these kind of proposals? Sandy. So let's go check out Sandy. Well, what I've got here is basically the same concept. Each one of these has different specialties. And when I'm working in a conversation, I can just call up the GPT in ChatGPT. The bots are called GPTs. That's another thing we got to know is proper terminology. So in ChatGPT, I can just call up the GPT that I need. And that's how I'm working nowadays. These are my teams right here. And you got to really know how to prompt. You can think of it as language as code. So your ability to communicate is coming in really handy and combined with your experience. In order for you to nowadays work with AI. Now, we're not going to go too deep. This is just a simple live stream, and I can feel more of my nose getting runnier and like I'm going to start coughing. I also use Claude. And Claude, I like Claude because I like to use projects within Claude. And I also like to build artifacts. I like how Claude makes artifacts for me. Like, for example, I have this timer right here on my website, and I want it to reload on its own, auto update on its own. So a friend of mine said, yeah, you can just use some JavaScript and just put it in there. It's really easy. You're not gonna have any problems. And I thought, I don't even know how to program, bro. I know language is code. I know how to write prompts using language, but when you're talking about Python and all that, JSON, Java, whatever, I don't really know about that, but I know how to use AI. So I go right into Claude because I want Claude to make an artifact for me. And then I just needed to find out, from my friend, what I needed to know. And he goes, you got to look for counter, reload, and reset using JavaScript. Okay, that's all I need to know. So I just asked Claude. I have a landing page with a countdown time that expires on a specific date. How can I make the counter, reload, and reset using JavaScript? And so it began to build the answer for me in the form of an artifact. And that's the artifact right there that's being created. Right? So this doesn't really tell me anything because I really don't know what all that means. I want to see it in action. So then I go right over here and I ask Claude, can you run it so that I can see it in action? And Claude says, certainly, I can create a simple React component. React, oh wow, this is something new. React component that demonstrates this countdown timer in action. And then it did. So I clicked to open the component, and there it is. I can reset the timer. I can publish it so that we can see what it looks like. Boom, let's go there. There's the timer. Oh, that doesn't look like the reset button's working right there. So that's where I would go back in there and I would say, hey, Claude, the reset timer button is not working. And then you just generate the proper response. So Claude is really good with creating artifacts. If you want to do a presentation and you want Claude to build you the presentation, it can build it for you as an artifact, build your website, whatever you like. Then we got Gemini. Gemini is by Google. They all behave a little bit different. One thing about Claude sometimes is a little judgmental. And I've actually had to let myself get sucked into it because I'm interested in knowing. I kind of let it use up a little bit of my time because, it's my job to know all this so I can transfer this knowledge to you. And Claude at times can get a little judgmental. Like I was asking Claude, hey, I want to make an offer when this course first got released, my AI for Leaders course. I need to get some folk to join the course and evaluate it for me and then leave me a review so that everybody can see what this course is about. And I asked Claude to, hey, I want to write a post and asking people to join my course in exchange for a review. And it didn't like the language I used. And Claude actually told me, hey, look, I don't feel right about asking people to take your course for free in exchange for a review. That just doesn't seem real ethical. And I'm like, when you had an argument, I go, look, it's my course. I'm honestly wanting them to review my course and leave me how about if we just ask people to evaluate it, and no in exchange for anything. I'll just say, hey, can you evaluate my course and then leave your thoughts as a review? And then Claude goes, yeah, you're right. I think we can do that. So Claude is known for that. It's looking to be very ethical because, ethics, you hear that come up a lot in artificial intelligence. That's a whole nother class. So here we go. Hello, Gemini for Don't Get Mad, Get Skills. And Gemini is pretty good at writing marketing style copy and I've mainly used Gemini to run Google Workspace because I use Google Workspace and it runs when I'm writing emails. It appears to help me write emails when I'm using Google Gmail and the like, but I use the Workspace, Google Workspace, a little bit different from your regular, Google Gmail account, right? I got my domain, one of my domains, billywiggly.com, is on Google Workspace. It's kind of like Office 365. Google Workspace is the Office 365 of Google. Well, actually, it's not even Office 365, right? It's Microsoft 365. And I use Microsoft 365 because I'm a Microsoft certified trainer for years, for more than 10 years already. And I use the enterprise version of Microsoft 365. And within Microsoft 365, what they run is Copilot. Copilot is run by OpenAI. And I like using Gemini better than I do Copilot. Now I know some of you are probably gonna go, no man, Copilot's, but hey, look, it's like wine. Which wine is the best wine? The one you like the best. That's the best wine. They're so similar, these models. And I use the API. When I'm using when I'm working with my chatbots, I'm using the API of different models. Like for example, we'll go to my settings. And within the settings for this particular chatbot that has multiple agents, right in here is where I'll have to put my API. Now, where is my API? Oh, okay. It's in a different location right over here. I put in the APIs for the keys that opens the door to get into the back end of ChatGPT, gets into OpenAI. I've got an API key to get into the back end of Claude, and the same thing for Gemini. When I've created my agents, right within the agents is where I select the actual model. And a lot of other fine-tuning items. But look, there's a prompt available right here. There's a temperature settings that we talked about before. And right here, we've got a prompt. So let me open this up a little right here. And let's take a quick look at Kimo Aloha. And Kimo Aloha is this persona. There's the core skills. This is a different type of prompt that I got. It's a persona prompt, but he's got specific skills. We've got, for the AI for Leaders course, the strategy bot. So the strategy bot, we'll go back to my DJM sales and go to the AI for Leaders chatbot right here. And the display's name, strategy bot. Here inside the strategy bot, we've got 4 agents. We've got the general Q&A agent. We got the spam defense agent when I'm getting somebody trying to spam me, asking too many questions that have nothing to do with the course or trying to hijack my system. The spam defense kicks right in. Then of course we want to know who we're dealing with. So when you go right over here and strategy bot asks, what's your name? Well, that's the lead collection agent is kicking in right here. And he's even trained to respond accordingly when you say, yeah, I don't really feel comfortable giving you my email address. And then he'll say, hey, it's okay. No worries. Let's keep on rolling. And then whenever I'm around and I'm prepared to, I'm here in the studio and I'm working, I'm going, let me turn on my, let me check on my bot and let me make myself available in case somebody wants human escalation. So whenever you want to ask, you start asking for a human. If I'm available, the system will identify your intent and the human escalation agent will kick in and notify me. And then right inside the inbox right here where the conversations are happening is where I'm going to be able to start replying as a human. So if you look carefully right here, you see how I'm showing you 2 different chatbot systems, but there's a lot of similarities. Yeah, keep on learning. Like I always say, don't get mad. Get yourself some skills. So let's say I want to revise some of these answers. I just go right over here, turn this switch, debug mode, and then I can, let's say I don't like this answer. I don't have, what are the discounts? I don't have information on that topic. So then I can just click revise answer. And then right in here, I can just revise my answer, just like we did in my other system. And then when I'm done, I can just stop it. So there's a lot of things that I can do right in here. These are all my sources right here. And you can see that I can connect with my Google Drive, question and answers. I've got documents, files, TXT files, Word docs that I've uploaded. These are files. Yeah, the Q&As are when you actually go in there and you manually make the correction. There's a lot of different sources for the chatbot to have in its embedding. Settings and appearance and the like. For example, within the AI for Leaders course, once you are in the AI for Leaders course, which by the way, you can save $400 right now. You'll get it for, let's see, $99 for the course. And you got a whole lot of value coming with it. Now, within this course, once you're inside of this course, there's Agent Insight. Because this course is foundation skills and strategic insights. I remember when I was learning so much every single day, building up my skills, studying machine learning, studying artificial intelligence, from the bottom up. 3 years I've been working on this. You can ask my wife how many times she heard weird sounds coming out of this studio. Angry sounds. Because when I start figuring something out, then I start feeling good. Yeah, we're doing good. And then something changed and not that good anymore. But now I'm happy. Now because I understand, I invested the time, and now I know how to use the systems, and I know how to use AI to help me learn more about AI. Instead of having to go research, just ask the AI to help you. And then you build the personas, you build the experts that I talk to. Another system that I use that's real good because I like answers is Perplexity. Perplexity gives you, it's an answer engine, it's not a search engine. When you go into Google and you ask it a question, it gives you like a whole bunch of sponsored links to websites that possibly have the answer that you're looking for. And then you got to dig through for it. Well, Perplexity, you ask the question and it goes and does all the research and then puts together the answer. However, you still got to know how to set it up properly. So if we go into our settings, I can see that we've got, you can pick the language model that you want. This is Perplexity Pro, by the way, the paid subscription. So you can pick the model that you're using in your searches, depending on and you can even switch models when you get an answer. You got image generation. You have Playground, DALL-E, Stable Diffusion, Flux One, multiple models. Through ChatGPT, I have access to DALL-E 3. These other ones, the only way I got access to them is right here through Perplexity. Now, let's go back and I'll show you. There's a profile section. You prompt Perplexity too. So I'm letting Perplexity know about me, what some of my goals are, what I do. Hey, look right here. I now have over 85,000 active students. Thank you all, students. I love you. I love teaching you. You know how it is. Sometimes I got to really plan out what I'm teaching to stay real focused, because there's so much to learn. And my location, now looks like I've missed a couple of spots that I haven't completed yet. I forgot. I have to come back to that. And look, are there any specific areas that you're particularly passionate about? Yes, I am. I'm focused on prompting skills. Can you hear me keep talking about prompting? Because I discovered out of all these different chatbot systems that I've tried, and there'll be issues. People will be saying, hey, I'll go into discussion groups and I'll see what folk are asking for help in. And it's usually not a technical issue. It's usually a prompting problem. And when you have the right prompt, you've given it the right instructions, just like a person. All you managers, executives out there, you know what it's like. You know what I'm talking about. You can ask an individual to do something and they'll do it one way, and it might not be the way you wanted it done. And if you look at the way that you communicated it, if you focused first on the outcome that you desire and use the proper language based on what you know about that individual, it's going to maximize the results that you get. That's what's happening here. I'm letting it know. Now, there's also API, like I talked about. I actually can build a bot within my AI for Leaders course, for example, that you ask it questions and it's going to answer the questions based on what searches it does inside of Perplexity, because I've given it access through the API. Now let me go back over here, home. Let's go to implementing AI. Let's That's a case. Let's find some agents. So let's go discover. New thread. Excuse me. Implementing AI. This is a page. Oh, that's another thing that you can do. You can build pages. But where are my agents? We've got AI agents. Oh, here we go. I click on the library. And now I can see my pages. And I can see my threads. I can see my collections. And collections are your agents that you can build within Perplexity. So I've got a couple of different agents that have different specialties. So if I go to my AI powered agents agent, when I ask a question, he's going to be very focused. This agent is going to be very focused on giving me an answer, taking this into consideration, that's what I want the answer to be focused around. And look at this, AI prompt applied. So let's go right here to the prompt, and that's the prompt. I'm letting it know that you're an expert blog post writer because I was using this particular agent to help me write blog posts for LinkedIn regarding AI agents and chatbots, focusing on multi-agent frameworks, which is what I just showed you. My multi-agent frameworks right in here. AI agents, multi-agents. Let me show you one more bot right here. This one is Agent Insight. Agent Insight lives inside of the AI for Leaders course. Once you purchase the AI for Leaders course and you enroll in the course, once you're in there, you'll have access to Agent Insight. And this course is about foundation skills and strategic insights on implementing AI, on how to implement AI into your organization and where to implement it. Maybe you don't need AI all over your organization. Maybe you only need it for customer service, or maybe you only need it for managing your inventory. So that's what you learn in this course. And within it, we've got Agent Insight. And Agent Insight assists users in answering artificial intelligence and implementation strategies. He's an AI implementation architect. And let's take a look. We've got a prompt here. And take a look at this prompt. Now this is a little bit more advanced prompt because he's an AI implementation architect. You've spent some money to get into this course, and I'm going to make sure I'm delivering to you more than what you spent. So here we have it. Agent Insight. He is an Agent Insight is a master AI architect, strategist, and engineer with superhumanly comprehensive level of competence. And now we've got a whole lot more skills and abilities here. This is a pretty big prompt because it's a serious prompt. You've invested a little bit of your money to get yourself some skills, and you're counting on me. So I'm giving that to you. Agent Insight is the solution. Now, back into Perplexity, let's say that we're going to make a new agent. You go to collections, and then you create a collection. And they call them collections. I keep calling them agents, but they call it a collection. You give your description, and you give the prompt. And then you can decide the privacy settings. You give it an emoji, like I did here. So prompting skills, language is code. Language is code, my friends. We got to remember that our experience, our ability to communicate, all of those are coming into play nowadays when you're working with AI. So go to my AI for Leaders course and just click enroll now. You're going to end up right here and you're going to save yourself $400. All kinds of different ways for you to pay. And you're going to be able to set up an appointment with the welcome email that you receive. You'll be able to set up a one-on-one session, complimentary session with me where we can talk about what maybe some of your concerns are with AI implementation. A brief one-on-one. At getskills.ai, you can learn Excel. Get my $75 bundle right here. And look, right here's one of the original chatbots that I had. Right here. It was originally one where I actually had to be sitting there answering when you ask questions. And then that system evolved into allowing you to connect with a language model and put a prompt in it on how you want it to answer. Now, this system is just pretty solid. It's pretty good. It's by Signal Send. Pretty straightforward. And I like it. They all got different purposes based on the website you land on. Back over here at getskills.ai, you'll be able to learn AI and see that we've got the languages code course coming. And oh, you gotta check this out. I really want you to learn prompting skills, because if we were to look at a transcript of this live stream, how many times have I said prompting skills, language skills? A lot of times. And I've talked about Perplexity, prompting skills, AI, ChatGPT, and all the different bots that are available to me right here. GPTs is what they're called here. I all have different prompts. Then we've got Claude. We've got prompts that we use in Claude for our projects. Then we've got Gemini. Within Gemini, we've got to have prompts, know how to prompt it to get the right results. So we've got the AI for Leaders course. I'm going to put inside the description once this is over. I'm going to put the links to GPT Trainer, so you've got access to the same system that I use. And then you can build whatever chatbots you want, however you want. And I'm going to put the links to my AI for Leaders course. That one's pretty simple though, strategy.getskills.ai. And feel free to come on in here and ask Strategy Bot some questions and help me train them. You can even, right within Strategy Bot, click on this link right here and just schedule an appointment with me right away, right here, a simple consultation. If you got some questions in regards to, some of the subjects that I talked about today. Now, this has been a casual conversation. I've been taking my time, kind of covering a whole lot of different things. And you might be going, just when I was feeling comfortable, Billy, just when I was feeling comfortable, now I'm stressed again because of everything you just showed me. I feel you. I understand. That's why I made this course. Whew. That's why I made it. Oops, right there. That's why I made it. So, just come on in, check it out. And let's see. I think that's, the languages code, I don't have that course available yet. But however, I really do want you to learn. So I've created a mini workshop that I was doing. A workshop that I was doing that's called Languages Code 101. And it was a workshop that I was actually doing live and I was selling and people were signing up for it. And it was pretty successful. But I thought, why don't I just make it free so that, you can have access to some basics on AI. So go to events.getskills.ai, right there, events.getskills.ai. And then it'll take you right to this workshop. And right inside this Get Languages Code 101 workshop, you just go ahead and access it and sign right up. make sure that you follow the right steps, right? You're going to sign up, then it's going to send you a confirmation email, then you got to click on it, then you'll be inside this course. It's a 1 hour and 15-minute workshop where you're going to learn, excuse me, what artificial intelligence is, a brief explanation of the evolution of artificial intelligence and where we are now with neural networks. And there's a project called the Kauai Paradise Resort, where you're gonna practice your prompting skills because you bought a resort in Kauai, and you're the new owner. It's a small resort, and you want to use your prompting skills to help you create job postings, create marketing materials, promotional materials, and the like. So you get some time, an opportunity to learn, and you get to practice what you learn. And then right in here, you'll be able to reach out to me through. There's no chat bots, no bots in here to distract you, or I want you to just focus on getting yourself some skills. So remember, my friends, like I always say, I love you. I want you to keep on learning. And most of all, don't get mad. Get skills. Aloha.